Now you can't have desserts without having chocolate desserts. Now the thing that you really want to pay attention to when you're measuring chocolate and using chocolate in a recipe is if you chop chocolate and put it in a measuring cup, it's not going to work properly. The measurement isn't going to be right because depending on how big you chop the chocolate and how much you put in the cup, it's all going to vary. So what you want to do is really always use chocolate by weight. Now, when you say, I don't have a scale, what do I do? Well, here's what you do. You look at your chocolate bar. Now, this chocolate bar is 4 ounces. So if the recipe calls for 4 ounces of chocolate, you're done. All you do is put the whole thing in there and use it all. If it calls for 2 ounces or a smaller amount than 4 ounces, what you can do is unwrap the chocolate, and the chocolate's always marked. And this bar, you just need a little grade school math, and just say, if this is all 4 ounces, each one of these, 1, 2, 3, 4, each one of these is going to be an ounce. So for 2 ounces, you would break it in half. For 1 ounce, you would break it again. So if you just do that and a little math, then you can really understand it and get the right amount for your recipes. Now, not all chocolate comes in 4-ounce bars. So let's say if you use this brand of Scharfenberger, which is readily available across the country, it says 9.7 ounces. We'll call it 10 ounces. Your recipe's going to come out fine. And then you can see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 10 divided by 5 is 2. So each one is 2 ounces. And then you can just divide it like that. Now, thinner chocolate like this, the Ghirardelli, is very easy to break up. You can just do it with your hands. This chocolate that's a lot thicker is harder, so you need to cut it. So what you want to do is get a big knife, a chef's knife, or even a serrated knife, and just take it and press down. And then just chop it up. And when you're going to melt chocolate, the smaller you chop it, and the more evenly you chop it, the faster and the more quickly it will melt. Now you have to make sure though that when you're measuring this and you've measured it all out and you know it's 4 ounces or whatever you need, you can't sit here and eat an ounce because then the recipe's not going to come out right. Now to melt chocolate, what you want to do is put all your chocolate in a bowl, and I like to use a stainless steel bowl, and we're going to put it over a double boiler. But if you don't have a double boiler, we're going to show you how to do a makeshift double boiler. So here I have a pot of water, and I'm just going to bring the pot of water to a boil, just get it very, very hot, and then I'm going to turn off the heat and I'm going to put the bowl on top of the water, the pot of water. What you just want to make sure you don't do is have so much water in the pot that it touches the bottom of the bowl, because that could cause the chocolate to melt at too high of a temperature and it could cause it to burn. It's more important with milk chocolate or white chocolate because they burn more quickly. And if you just turn off the heat and you have that hot water underneath there, the residual heat will just melt the chocolate if you've cut it small enough, and it'll just come out beautifully. If you find that there isn't enough heat on there, just put the flame back on for a little bit and it won't take long at all. And then when you melt your chocolate like this, it'll come out nice and smooth. People will often use a microwave to melt chocolate, but you have to be very, very careful because it's really easy to burn chocolate in a microwave and it stinks to high heaven. So I always like the double boiler method because I think it works much better and it's much more consistent.